Today I got a couple things. I got some things on my mind. I got some things off my mind. I got some things on my head. I got some things off my head. A bunch of stuff today. We are going to check my trail cameras out today. The weather is crappy here in PA. Storms coming through today. I think it's going to be most of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it looks like Thursday is looking like a hunting day, I'm thinking. I wanted to get out this morning, but my daughter had a softball tournament this morning. Excuse me, I am beat. Good evening, Kevin. Thanks for coming in. I guess it is the evening. So, well, the evening is usually around 6ish for me, but yeah, it's a little earlier. So, but this weekend was a good weekend. I want to stand right now. Yeah, it's raining here, windy in PA, so we are not hunting today. What's up? I used the Beast broadheads, and I just got in the mail Rage broadheads, but they were the wrong ones. They're 1.75" cut instead of 2" but I'm still going to use them. I'll use them for doe this year, and I won't shoot a doe with my Beast broadheads or my Center Punch 10-point broadheads. They're my good ones, so I'll use the Rages. Heading back to church in a minute. Chris, you're always in church, buddy. You need it, though. You need church. No, just kidding. But if anybody hasn't checked out Chris's video, he put out a video today with his son's his son and Chris retrieving his buck. His son shot a really nice buck last week. You're hunting, Rook. That's cool. This weekend was an awesome weekend. Didn't get a deer, but we bagged one deer. We got one deer on the meat pool, and we saw one of our target bucks this weekend. So, but there's a bunch of videos coming out. I got a bunch of content, and what's funny is when you make all this content, and then you got to sit down and separate it all for what goes with what. But yeah, you got to definitely go out and check out my buddy City Sticker Chris's video he just put out today. I didn't actually watch the whole thing because I'm going live, but Jinx and Sense releasing some new products, but they're releasing them to the pro staff early, and they're going on 4-point. Yeah, that 4-point is a goofy looking thing. So let's see. Let me get back to what I was doing here. I had so much in my head. I got to take my truck down too. I got to get a pressure test, compression test tonight or tomorrow. I'm working tomorrow. Is some holiday at school, so I am allowed to. I'm working night shift this week, 3 to 11, or second shift, 3 to 11:30. But tomorrow, since there's a holiday, I can go in early, so I'm going in 9 to 5 tomorrow. So my wife can drive me in while my truck's getting checked, and then come back, and hopefully I get my truck for the rest of the week, because I'll be on night shift or second shift, and then I will go in the morning, at least Thursday, because it looks like rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So go out and check City Sticker Chris's video. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, please go over and check that out. I got a notification from Sean and Dawn for the pro staff. They're coming out with some new products. They got some interdigital dabs scent that just came out. So if you were interested in the dabs, go over. They have a new interdigital gland scent. I'm not really, the dabs for me, I won't put them out. I would use the interdigital for a drag rag until when they get the liquid, I'll buy the liquid. But also I got to talk to them about what, is it normal interdigital? Because there's like a fear, when a deer stomps, they're putting their interdigital down, but believe it or not, a deer's pheromones, when they do that, they're fear, and they can smell that that's fear. So if you ever have a deer look up at you and start stomping, and then like another deer comes by and like smells that spot and alerts and gets on high alert, that's that deer releasing pheromones saying, hey, something happened here, it's dangerous here, and they stomp their foot. So that's why the interdigital gland is important to deer. And then you have like the rut, and interdigital while you're rutting. If the doe's putting off interdigital, that's what the deer's following. The buck's following that. So great scent. So hopefully I got to talk to them about what kind of scent that is, when they're getting it and harvesting the scent and adding it and all that stuff. But they got some new product alert coming out for the pro stuff first. They always do that, which is cool. But that's it sometime today. But I wanted to get this done because I've been waiting to do this, and I got to get my stuff done as well. So went out this weekend. Friday, my buddy and his son went down. My dad was down there. They ended up getting a deer. I'm not going to tell you a lot, but I'm going to tell you that it's in one of my videos coming up. So you have to check that out. So we got one deer down. It was awesome because the kid's first time hunting. So that was really cool. So congratulations to Ryan and Carrie on that deal. But you have to watch the video to see what happens. I actually have the footage of everything in the shot and all that stuff. And so Theo wanted to go to a baseball game Friday night. So we went to the baseball game. We didn't see it all because it was getting dark. So I wanted to get to camp because we had to get up early. We got up super early, my dad, me, and Theo, and went up to the stand, to the blind. It was a pretty decent wind. It was chilly, but it wasn't too bad. We get in the stand, the first light, man, we got our shooter 8-point come in. So you have to watch that video too. And that's going to be on the same video as the other deer. So cool video coming out with that. So very exciting. Theo, I can't tell you. I can't tell you what's going to happen, but you got to go and you got to check it out for sure. So that, I got a couple of my hunting videos coming out, like the dates. I'm doing my dates. I was doing the PA Deer Trail last year, but it seemed like that PA Deer Trail title wasn't really kicking off or like getting out there like I wanted it to. I thought that was a cool title for a series, the PA Deer Trail. And I may go back to it next year. I don't know. I don't know if I like, naming it like Deer Hunt October 13th. All right, Chris, we'll see you, buddy. So I don't know how I want to do it next year for my hunt, but I'm going to throw it out there this year, deer hunting, and I'm going to give dates and, name it whatever I want to name it this year. But I may go back to the Deer Trail series next year. The Ohio Deer Trail will probably be that. And then I know IL said something about his crossbow, so let me go look at his crossbow thingy, the comment he sent, top chat. Let's see here. So I have a 10-point crossbow and never hunted deer with it, but I'm thinking about getting into it. Yeah, I have a 10-point myself. I have a 10-point Havoc. Great crossbow. One of the best ones out there. So went down, hunted Saturday. Saturday evening, it got warm. And I was thinking that the deer were going to move Saturday night because of this storm that came through. Like you can see our windows. Look at our windows. Water. The water's just hitting them. So, but it wasn't the case because it was about 70 degrees. As we were sitting in the stand yesterday evening, it was hot. It was warm. And we saw some deer. So you'll have to check it out. Like I said, that's all on a video coming out. So, yeah, but that was it. I gotta go take my truck tonight. So anyway, let's get to the show here. I got some camera cards, some SD cards that we're going through, and I told you guys I would go through them. I still have the see you, Chris. Titan Extreme's nice. I have the Havoc 440 reverse limb, real small, compact. I love it. So I got some SD cards. I have a camera here that I do not recommend, and you'll see why. I don't like the bash companies. I'm not going to bash the company, but if the product is not working for me, I have to let you guys know. That's just the way it is. So I'm going to go through that with you guys as well. I'm trying to think what else. I still have my my contest running, but nobody has entered the contest. Nobody has got a deer and sent me a picture of their deer harvested to enter the contest to win a shirt, Off the Hook shirt. So nobody's entering it. I got it on my tab. Maybe I repost it again, but it's going till October 31st. If anybody harvests a deer, a buck, send me the pictures and you're entered into the contest. And we pick the best two, and you get to win a long sleeve, or you get to win a shirt from my store. So that's something that's going on right now. So make sure you check that out. We did have a winner on the other one, so that's over and done with. So, and I believe it was a Facebook winner, so that's where that went. No YouTube winner, but I do it on Facebook and YouTube. So if you don't follow me on Facebook, go over there and follow me on Facebook as well. I don't do no giveaways or anything on Instagram. Sometimes I do, but most of the time it's Facebook or YouTube. So check that out. So let's get into, let me get this off of my mind first. Okay, so I'm going to show you the trail camera. It is the VooPeak TC2. Really nice trail camera, small. Got a solar panel on it for batteries, okay? And this thing worked great the first time. I did a review on it, I believe, and all that stuff, okay? And what it does is it has a mini card, and I believe they even, this one is a SanDisk Extreme. This is a really good mini card, SD card, but they sent me one. It was a 32 gig, it didn't have a name on it. They sent me that, so I'm using that in another camera right now, so I know it works. I got pictures off of this. My buddy took this to Ohio and got pictures. This is the TC2, okay, which I thought, man, this is going to be a great camera for me. It's small enough. It's got the only batteries it has are 4 batteries in the back for backup, and it has this on top, the solar panel, so it charges itself. So this camera here takes the SD card. So let me just tell you a little bit. So my buddy Bob had this camera out in Ohio. He said, oh, I got pictures. So he had great pictures, okay? He took them, he used it, he deleted them off of his card reader, he put the card back in, he went to go put it, he took the card back out with him, and this is what it was reading. Card error, okay? Now the card is in there. It says card error, okay? So I reached out to VooPeak, and I was like, hey, why is this reading card error? He used the card in it before. It worked fine. He went, took his pictures, deleted. So the customer service, and this is one thing that I'm going to tell you guys because I got to have good customer service, okay? VooPeak, there's so many different aspects. VooPeak and Cam Park are sort of related. Yeah, there is. Compound, you have to pull your bow back. There's more movement. They shoot faster than a regular bow. There's less movement. It's just like a gun, but a short range gun. You know what I mean? Like within 20 to 40 yards, you don't have to move. All you have to do is pull the trigger. So those big bucks in Ohio, I switched over. Well, I did hurt my arm, so I let off my bow, and I bought a crossbow, a cheap one, years ago. And I took a couple deer with it down to Ohio, but I was hunting really big bucks down Ohio, and I've got busted by a lot of deer with the bow, okay? So, you know, you spend a lot of money. The license down there this year is $400 for a non-resident. So, yeah, well, like you're saying, like you spend $400, so why buy a $3,000 bow to go down to and spend $400 to go hunt? If you love it, you love it. So anyway, we're hunting really big bucks down there, and less movement is better for me. So I hunt Ohio, and I just turned it over. I like crossbow hunting. I turned it into something here, and I use it here. I do have my bow. My son has a bow that we need to start shooting and getting better and better. But we hunt from a blind down in camp. So like when I go out and hunt from a tree stand, I can use my bow, but my son can't really shoot his bow out of the blind. The crossbow is better for him. And getting him out there and introducing him into the woods and deer hunting and stuff, crossbow gives him better success rate than a regular bow. That's why I use it. So getting back to this, so you put it on to go and it reads card error, okay? So I got in touch with VooPeak customer service, and I just shut this off. And with me, you got to have good customer service. So I'm going to tell you my experience with customer service. I got a email. I emailed them. There's no phone number to call to talk to anybody. I asked them about that, and I like to talk to somebody, physically get on the phone with somebody and talk. Well, this company doesn't have a phone number to call. So right there, it's sort of like a red mark on my checklist. So they emailed me back, you have to reformat the card, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to reformat the card, okay? So what I did was I reformatted the card. I put it back in the woods, and it worked. When I reformatted this card, I put it down here by my house, and it worked. I got pictures off of it, okay? And then after I got pictures off it, I got to see, I want to look at something real quick here because I want to see if there's pictures on here because I can't remember if there is. I think I reformatted it. But I reformatted it, and I put it back in, and that's what gave me the card here. So let me check it. Let me get my reader here because I have a couple of different, I have so many SD cards here. I got to keep them separate so I know what's what. So let me take this reader disc out of here, this adapter. Let me put this card over here. Let's put this card in. Let's see what happens. See if it is a I want to see if there's anything on this. It's probably empty because I thought I reformatted it. Okay, so the folder's empty. So let me move this over here to you guys. Let me switch this down like this. Let me look. Okay, so let me do this. I'm going to do this right here. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay, so the folder's empty right up here. So now let me go down to here. Right click it, I believe. Now it says format. So I'm going to go hit that format now. Now you saw the card error in there. It says file system, FAT, default, and I don't even know what else there is. NTFS and EFAT default. Okay, so that's the default of the card. That's what they told me to do it, to download it to. Okay, so there, everything will be erased if you do that. So I do that. Boom. It says format complete. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to take this card out. Okay, take the card out. Let me switch you back over here. You take the card out. Okay. Now I'm going to put it back in here, back in the camera. Put it back in the camera. Turn it back on. And it says memory card error. Okay. So now I'm going to format it. And go to OK, and I'm formatting it. It says, please wait. Now, this is an XD, a SanDisk Extreme. And there it is. It works, okay? So now let's turn it on. Saying 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm going to let it sit there and maybe take some pictures. Okay, let's see how many pictures it takes or whatever, or video or whatever it does. But it should be taking a video now. Let me do this like that. And maybe it'll take a video of me while I'm talking to you guys or whatever. So, so the customer service, they're saying, yeah, you know, you reformat it. Okay, well, in the woods, we bring that back. We have an extra one, reformat it, okay? So we take it in there, and it says card error. So every time, if I go out there and it says card error, I don't have my computer in the woods to format it again. Okay? So you got to bring it home. The camera's down. You got to bring it home, format it on the computer again, then take it, or to bring it back. I don't have my, or take it down. You don't want to lug your computer in the woods with you to do it in there. So it's just a big hassle. And they kept saying, oh, it's an SD card issue. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's not a good issue because on my other cameras, all I do is erase them, put them back in, and they work fine. You don't have to keep reformatting. And if you do have to reformat it, you just reformat it on the camera right there, and you're done. And then take it out, walk at it, switch the card up, and if you need to format it, you format it in the camera, not bring it out and format it in your computer. So they just kept saying, and then it got to, after I did this, let's see. So let's take this off. And let's go down to here. And the battery life on this is awesome. I mean, it's a shame. Okay, so now, I don't know if it was videoing us or not while we're talking. We're going to check it out real quick. So I am going to take this and put the card back in. The SD card back in. Let's see what happens. Let's put it in here. But then when I started doing that, it says file folder here, DCM, and it must have taken 2. Okay, so here's what happens. So here's what it is. So it took a picture of me right there on the side. Okay, now let's get out of this. Boom. Now let's go to this one. And there's a picture of me there, okay? So now, take this out. Let me go to this. Boom. Let's delete it. So we deleted the picture. We went here, boom. Deleted the picture. Yes. Okay, so now Let me, I don't think it took video. Moving. Yeah, it did take video. So here's video. So there's me talking. Takes great video, takes great pictures, all that good stuff. So let me do this and erase. It only did 2, so that was good. So it took 2 pictures and 2 videos. And I'm showing you the videos because it's got a good quality video. So there you go. There my spitter. And it has good sound. So it's a good camera, don't get me wrong. It takes great pictures. It's great for intel, but this formatting thing is just driving me insane. So now, if I take this out, and what I always do is, since it's in there and I delete them. Now, when I delete them on my, let's see, let's right click this. Let's go to format again. Let's start the formatting. We get the format. Complete is good. Okay. Now I take this out. Let's get it back to us here, because this is a pain in the arse. So let me take this out of here. Put it in here. Okay. And let me turn this back on. See, it says memory card error again. Now it's telling me to format that on my computer, right? So then I go to format, boom, please wait. And now it's good. Okay? So now we're going to turn this on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to go get my other card reader real quick here while we're here. Like what I erase stuff off in the field and like put it back in. And then I'll be right back. Hold on. I am going to get my thing. You'll still hear me here. But I got to grab the card reader that I use in the woods with me most of the time. Okay. All right. So I got the card reader with me. And this is just the Wild Game Innovations. And what I'm thinking is this Wild Game Innovations card reader might have a different format. And I get all that. The Wild Game Cam Feeder is, Wild Game Cam Feeder. A Wild Game Innovations card reader. That it is maybe a different format, okay? So I get all that. So hold on, I'm just letting this go again for you. So, but anyway, getting back to the customer service. Hey, buddy, the customer service, and then they started sending me the same email over and over, like it was generated, computer generated, and I cannot stand that. I'm like, I tried to read the card. You could see I have to bring it in, format it every single time. So, you know, that's that. You know, I got to bring it in, and then I don't know if it's going to work when I take it back out. It's like unreliable. So I was like, I can't have that when I'm out of state on cards and stuff like that. I just can't have being it's not being, you know, I can't rely on it. So let's see now. Let's take this off. Let's take the card out. It just did something stupid. I don't know what it did. It was on and off and on and off. Who knows? So now we're going to go back to the camera here. We're going to go back into the computer. I'm going to put this in. Now this is like I had it out in the woods. I'm coming back to read my thing. Okay, so there is a DCM. There is photos and movies. Okay, so there's a photo. I'll do it again so you can see real quick here. Okay, so there's a photo. That's me coming back into the room. And this is me there. Now let's go to, excuse me, movie. So there's 2 movies. Bless me, sorry. So there's the video, 2 videos. Okay, great sound. Like I said again, great video. It's awesome. I love the quality of everything. I mean, it's 4K. You can't beat it. Good quality there. Now you're going to see the reflection of the computer and all that stuff, so it doesn't look as good to you as it does to me. Okay, so now I'm just going to get out of this. Okay, I'm going to take this and let me switch this back up again. I'm sorry it's back and forth, but I need to show you this, and this is why I'm doing this. So I put it in the card reader. Okay, I put it in my card reader. It'll say card in. Okay, and then I'll go over to settings. I go down and I go to advanced. Then I go to delete all, and I delete all, and it says yes, and I hit yes, and it sits there and spins and goes and deletes. So we're gonna let this go for a little bit. But what I couldn't stand was I kept sending them saying, hey, I downloaded it, I reformatted it, but I was still having issues with this card. Still having issues with this card. Still having issues with this card. So now it's still going right now. I got to put this mini card in here. Let me put this in here. And you know what? I want to check and see if there's anything on this card first. So let me check and see if there's anything on this card. It's still deleting it, so it takes a minute. These card readers, this one is slow. I got to get that real good one if I want. But that's the old. This is the. I have had this for a couple years actually, and actually the battery life on that thing is amazing. I think I've changed the batteries once in it, and I use it pretty much. I use it a lot. So. But that's where we're going with this. It's deleting right now. And then I got to put this one in and see if there's any. I want to see if there's anything on that card there. Because I'm going to use these 2 cards as like they would be. This is what I would do down in the woods. I would take one that I have with me, put it in there. But it's crazy that it's kind of working right now, but it don't work in the wood. That's why I'm trying to see this delete and let you guys know that this is how it is. Because I will, you know, do this and put it in, and if it says formatted on here, that's fine. Once I format it there, but it wasn't working. It kept saying card error, and I was in the woods and I didn't have another card with me. I just have 2. I mean, these cards are expensive. He's scanned this. This is a 128 SanDisk. Now, I don't know. They said up to 128, so that's what I did. It's still deleting. And then we're gonna go through my deer cam pictures, and I'm gonna show you the deer cam pictures as well. But I want to get this VU Peak thing straightened out now. Should I put it back up again? Man, I don't need it to be. Hey, Dave, thanks for coming in. I don't want it to, if it's unreliable, I don't want to use it, especially down in Ohio. I just took this out down here in my spot, and I put my good old Moultries in. The quality isn't as good, but it gives me intel, and I need intel right now. I can't have stuff messing up on me and not getting deer pictures and not showing me what's going on. I do have another camera with an SD card, a small SD card. It's out in my new property. This thing is still deleting. But I want to see, once I get this out of here, I want to look at it and see what it does for you guys. So hopefully you guys' hunting season's going well. I'm seeing some deer. My Bob, Ohio has been pretty dead this year. Like a lot of the shooter bucks are gone right now. And I don't know if that's from EHD or what, but I know he ran into some people on public land that were walking up on him at 7:30 and 8 o'clock in the morning, which is not good for them big bucks. You know that. And he's pretty frustrated down there right now. He's not getting his shooters on camera even at night around the bait piles and stuff. So it's really hard. I'm taking off a week to go down there. But the way it's looking down there, man, it's like if I take a week off, I might do half PA, half Ohio instead of a whole week down there. I don't know yet. But I'm hoping this week and next week, you know, I'm hoping to be done. And I got to get my son a buck too. And he's getting closer. He hit that one. And you'll see that in the video as well. You'll see that it's coming out. I got a bunch of stuff coming out, guys. So make sure you're just, okay, now it's deleted. Make sure you're sticking with the channel. Okay, so there. So I deleted that, okay? So now when I go like this and I put it in my card reader, let's do this again. It says folder is empty, okay? So now if I take it out of there and I put it back in my camera, I turn it on. Oh, turn it on. It says card error. Okay, so that's what it's doing. So now I'm in the woods. I have this with me, and it says card error. So every time I can't use this, so I have to bring it back. Maybe switch it out. Take this card thing, card error. Let me shut this off. Let's do it again. I'm gonna take the card out. Okay. I'm gonna put the card back into the card reader. It might be confusing to you what I'm doing, but I put it back in the card reader because I gotta put it in there as an SD card. Put it back into the camera, into the computer. It says file is empty. So if I go to SD card, I go to right click it, I format it, hit format, start format, okay. If format's complete, okay. Get out of there. Open this up. Take it out of the card. Let's switch it back to me. Woohoo! Switch it back to me again. Okay, let me make sure that's even. Then I'm going to put it back in the camera. Put it onto setup. Boom, there it says format. Go down to format, hit OK, please wait. And there it goes. So that's what you got to do every time on this camera. And it sucks to do that. So you can't use your field reader because it must be a different format, guys. So that's the problem with this camera. It doesn't read like, why, when I do it in here, does it change the format so easy on this camera? Like it should be like a universal thing to make it easy for ease of use. So that is working, okay? Now, that's a good one to, like my card can go in there, okay? Now let's see this card. And I'm not going to keep switching back and forth. Let me just see. I got this card that I have in basically just laying around here. I'm going to put that in my camera or in the computer real quick. And it says I got a file folder of DCM, media, and do I have any video? Let's see, movie. I don't have video. I don't have movie. So I have this JPC file, and we are going to go look at all these. Okay. And then I'm going to erase them. Now, it's easier to erase them in here, okay, than it is to I can't, I guess I could, let me see. I guess I could go into DCM. I guess I could click that and then delete the whole file itself, and that would make it easier. But now, we're going to go into this file, and we're going to look at these deer pictures. I'm going to show you. So this one right now is good for this camera. Okay, but that's just a lot of pain in the butt work to do. Okay, so it's in there. Let me turn it back on again. Okay, so now that is good. This camera chip is good. All that, and that is good. So that is a functionable camera right now. Okay, which to me, that's just unacceptable to do all that. But anyway. So let's see here real quick. I think I have videos. And these are my videos from, where's this video from? This is the video, this is my, this is my new property with the, with the my new property with my scrape on it. JPG file, AV. Okay, so we got pictures and videos here. So we're gonna go through these now, okay? Some pictures are just of raccoons and things like that. But we're gonna go through this now with you guys, okay? And you guys will see. This is the new property with my Jinx Some Scent scrape. And believe me guys, the scrape works. The scent works. And this is proof. Okay, this is 10-5 here. Now these dates are all mixed up. Like there's looks like a squirrel or a raccoon involved in there right now. Okay, so that's that. You can see some eyes there. There's a deer in the background. Another little buck right there. There's another scrape back here that they're hitting too. So there's a decent buck right there. He may get whacked there. These are all raccoons. There's a deer behind it. I'm just going through these fairly quickly for you. There's another little buck there. I'll point stuff out to you. Another little buck right there. My tree stand is right over here, about the right 22 yards from that scrape. And you can see the darker area right in the middle of that scrape if you haven't seen that. Let me see if I can't zoom in a little bit. There, we'll do that. Sorry for me being in here, but that's just the way it goes. There's a doe. Another doe. I'm just going through them fairly quickly. A buck. Another buck. They're not going in. Now there's a small buck, and I had this buck come through in a video that you saw. If you didn't see the video, go check it out, the new property video. So he's working the vine. There's a deer behind. So they're getting used to it. There's a big doe that comes in, smells the scrapers, and another buck there, another doe. They're getting used to it. Now there's the deer right there that I'm shooting for. That's the big 8-point right there. So that's one of them. And there he is again. He's in the back here working. There's another scrape back there. There's a doe. Here comes another buck. There's another doe. Now this is a different buck. That's a different buck. So that's a different buck. It's decent. There's two of them that look just like each other. They're like twins. Then that right there, guys, you can see there's an antler. So I don't know exactly what it is because it's a deer antler right there, which is kind of neat. And these are 10 to 7 in the morning, and there is me leaving at night. And there's a goofy one right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It looks like a goofy little. Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet. That's 7:05. There's some deer up there. These are daylights. There's me getting stuff ready. That's 8:48. That's in the morning. There's 8:47. That's like 9 o'clock. There's another deer. This is now. You can see the scrapes getting a little bit of leaves on it. Leaves are starting to fall. That's a small buck right there. But I'm getting pictures of daylight in the mornings over here of deer. There's another buck there. When I'm getting pictures at night, now that's a picture of somebody walking past a stand. But that drives me insane. Like, it's they know I'm there. I think these kids. And they walk through. So if I see them again, I gotta let them know to stay out of there. I don't go to their spot. So there is another buck there, and see them moving. This is the video now. And they're all like 30-second videos, so I'm not gonna make you watch the whole video, but we're gonna go through different stuff. There's a deer behind there. There's a doe right there walking. And I like using videos, guys. Like I said, with you guys, the video, you can get a lot of intel out of a video than you can just a picture. The picture shows the deer there, but how did the deer get there? Where did it go? How's it acting? Some deer react to the camera. Now, there's a decent buck there, and then watch, his buddy comes by. There's another buck. They almost look identical. And he's messing with the vine. They keep messing around and coming through here. Maybe one of them will be on the wall. I don't know yet. But he's checking out the Jinx Some Scent scrape. Down he looks exactly like, he looks like the other one. They're like twins. They're twin 8-points. But you could see, now I know where he came from and where he went. Now that is what, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. I'm gone out of the stand already. That's 8 o'clock, 8:30 at night. And I put this on a 12-hour time thing, and it still gives me the military time, which is, that's 8, that's 10 o'clock. And there's another deer there, which is, I think it's that one, that goofy one with that point that I was saying. But that's a nice buck as well. He's got like a kicker off of his left, so he's at like a 9-point. And there's a deer up there. He's working that little scrape behind this scrape. They have their own scrape. There's multiple scrapes in the area, guys. I'm going. What time are we leaving?
I don't know. We gotta be there at 7. It's only 10 minutes down the street.
What time is it?
I don't know.
Okay. So we'll go over all this stuff.
I was gonna run down and get some cash.
Okay. And then this.
6:13.
Okay. We'll end this at like 6:30.
Go get some
There's a raccoon, Rocky Raccoon. I'm going to try to show you and scan through some good stuff. These little doe and stuff don't really mean much to me. But there's deer in the area. And it is, see, like this one here is 22. So 16, that's 10 o'clock. This is 10 o'clock. This is all at night. Now there's one right there. Now watch him. See how he reacted to the camera? See him? He like hit himself. He's seen the infrared. That's at 10 o'clock as well. So all these bucks are coming through around 10 o'clock at night because it's a feeding area. And they're in here feeding at night, all night. And I'm missing them when I'm in there in the evening. And all I'm doing is throwing scent in there. So I need to get out there in the morning. It's 250 acres is this property. But there's a lot, it ain't bad for me picking out one spot after walking it for an hour or two. You know what I mean? I have a tendency to pick good spots where there's a lot of deer activity, but now I'm now throughout the season, I'm breaking it down. You know what I mean? And I might not shoot a buck here this season. I might not, you know, I'm hoping I do, but I might not. And it may take a season or two to get tuned into this. Plus, if I have these other hunters on this property that are allowed to hunt it, I'm sort of in competition with those guys. So I got to see what they're all about as well. And if they're pushing this property, and that's what's making these bucks nocturnal. They're not going to get the bucks pushing in archery season. I mean, I disagree with the pushing during archery season 100% because the deer is coming past you moving. Now, you can wind push maybe and it goes very, very slow and get deer to, you know, leave and come out slowly past you and you can shoot them. But most of the time when you're pushing, people don't go slow enough and they push the deer past you running. And people with crossbows now think that they're guns and they shoot at running deer and injure them. And I'm just not all about that. I've had too many experiences with me and my bow stand with people driving and pushing. I've had deer come past with arrows in their leg, their front leg, and their butt. I've had my tree hit with an arrow while I was in it from people pushing. So I've had some bad experience with pushing in archery season, and I do not like it. Now, if you want to push during rifle season and it's the end of the season and you got a group of guys, there are organized pushes that work really well. I get it, but a majority of the people that are pushing do not know what they're doing. So if you look on TV, the hunting public guys do some really, really good pushes, like strategic pushes that work with bow and with gun. That's the way you do a drive. You have to have an organized drive. You just don't get a couple guys in the woods walking because you know there's deer in this area and push and walk and have people on stand. You got to strategize it a little bit. And I disagree with pushing during archery. So that's just me. So I'm just going through these real quick here. There's another doe. And like I said, there's a buck right there. Now that's a bigger buck back there. I can see the antlers working a little scrape. Now that scrape is 20 yards from my stand right back there. But they're like facing my stand when they work that scrape. So that's not a good shot. But if they're at night, it's great. Because they're at night working it and I'm not there. And they're not spooked with the scent. They're interested in it, so it's working, and it keeps the deer in the area. And now there's a nice buck there. He may get it. Right there, he is probably quartering to me right there if they come there. But as soon as he turns that way, he will get a beast broadhead through the pump station. There's a doe probably working the vine a little bit. Yeah, she's working the vine. Oh, what was that? No, okay, so there's a buck chasing another. They're fighting right there. Do you see that? And I think that's why that doe left. Let's go back to this real quick. Let's see. She didn't get spooked because of the vine. Something else spooked her. And I didn't watch all these myself, so. There's something there. Something was there, but then this happens right after that. 22, 23, 23, and then this is 22, 2, and 4, and they're messing around, fighting and jagging around there. So I don't know if that was the same minute or two, but they're clicking, and there's another buck right here. Now this is the 6 point that I passed up. He walked in the first day I hunted there. He walked past me and he was working the scrape, and you see that video of him coming in. Now you see him smell that, and he was like, I don't like that. There are deer that aren't gonna like it, but they don't get spooked from it. You know what I mean? I guess every deer, like, you know, if you like the smell of pineapple and somebody else doesn't, it might get somebody sick. So not every deer is gonna be attracted to your scent. Here's a doe. There's a nice buck there walking through. That's a big buck there. That's a big deer. There's a doe coming through behind the buck. Let's go move on. Here's a nice buck here. I think that's the same one that we just saw walk past. And he's probably 16-inch spread. I'm gonna say he's 3.5, maybe 3.5-year-old. He might get it, you know, depending on how he looks up close. But it's a really symmetrical rack. I like that. This is a smaller 8. I think he's a 9. Oh no, he has the no brow tines. So, and he wasn't too thrilled about that. Tina, thank you, Tina. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button when you come in. And I'm sorry about my reflection here, but can't really do much about the reflection, sorry. I could probably lower the light, but you could see I'm trying to stay out of this as much as I can. There's another buck in the background. Nice rack. Don't know exactly, but he's working that scrape too. And that's a deer made scrape. And that's what I like about my scrape being right there, is because it's a competition. So the deer go to both. Now there's the one that I'm gonna get right there. There's the big 8. I saw that one hang in my stand. And just look how much bigger he is compared to all the other deer. Now, those other 8 points are comparable, but just look at him. Watch him when he looks at you. He's a nice wide buck. He's 17 inside. Nice buck. He's a 3.5-year-old for sure. I would like to get up to that next class of buck, which is 4.5 and 5.5, but I haven't seen anything on here yet that says, yeah, we have a 4.5 or 5.5 class buck. Now there's supposed to be a bigger one in there, a 10 point. So we'll see, but that's a nice buck. And it's like he hit my scrape and then he went around and hit their other scrape. And then he hit that scrape right there. Now he's coming down to this scrape. Now let's see what he does. So he's like, okay, he's looking. He's like, what is that? The big boy was just here not too long ago. I better get out of here. I don't have no brow tines, so I can't compete with him. There's a raccoon. There's another one, a little goofy one. Yeah, up and comer. There's another deer behind there. There's eyes right there. But see him looking right into the camera? That's an infrared light on the camera. And see how his eyes are glowing? So it's triggering something in him. It's definitely he sees the camera for sure. it's just neat to watch reactions. That's me, I think. There again, now watch me. I scrape this out of here. I keep that cleared so it's active. And I have my boots sprayed down, but you can see me just scraping it out to clear it out to make it look like they scraped, you know, they did that. And then I'm pulling my camera. Let's go back real quick here. There's I do. Go this way. Yeah, I'm just getting all that out of there. And then I go change my camera. And there's a buck there. Smaller buck. My tree stand is right, I think it's right here. Yeah, see my ladder right there, guys? That's my tree right there in that group of 3. I'm up there 20 foot, 21 foot. So that is about 22 yards to that scrape from there. Looks really close, but it's 22 yards. And I'm up in that tree. You can see my ladder sticking there. And that's a small buck, and that's at 9 o'clock in the morning. There's a squirrel. There's a doe. There's a couple doe right here coming down. I see where they're coming from. And I know that they walked that way. So I'm thinking in the evening they're coming this way and going out because they're feeding through here. And in the morning they're coming back through here and bedding down somewhere and through that food. And then I think I get a picture of the dude walking past, which drives me insane. That's me. I went out and redid my scrape and pulled my trail camera and put my stand up right there. Yeah, right there is my stand. Okay, and there's that 6-point here. He's got a cool shaped rack. He's just got 2 forks and 2 brow tines. He's a regular in the area. Give him another year or 2. There's a deer behind here. There's scrapes up to behind my stand as well, and that's a decent one. I don't know if that's that 6-point or not. I don't know if I can zoom in. I don't think I can. No, not on a video. But he's just in the area, walking through. Nice buck. There's another buck. That's the big boy, I think, walking through there. That's 7:03 a.m. There's the guy walking right there past my stand. Drives me insane. Caught him late though. So hopefully he sees my stand and he don't come back. And if they come back, then I have to say something. And this buck right here, you can see him. And I can't see any horns yet. He just walks right in front of my stand. He is right in front of my camera. That's a great shot. That's about 5 yards. He's right there. But I'm hoping, you know, that I got the camera on the video here watching this. A deer comes up and is actually angled this way, like going this way, and then you see him working a vine. If it's one of them big ones and I shoot, you actually get that shot on camera as well. I wanted to put my GoPro down here on here when I'm hunting and then use the remote control to press it when a deer comes, but I don't want another camera there to scare the deer. You know what I mean? And this is 7 o'clock here too. 7:10. So they're coming through there in the morning. That's why I was going to go there this morning. I really was, but that's it for this one. So now if I go to this and go into here and then hit delete that folder, it's gonna do that. Now that's that camera. That's that camera. That's the thing that I That is the microchip. So now what I got to do is right click it. Okay. Then I got to go to pin start. Nope. Let's get out of here. Go into SXSD. Right click it. Let's go to format this card. Let's go to format it. Okay. It formats complete. I go to OK. Get out of here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take that card. Okay, now I erased it from the computer and reformatted. This chip in here we know works correctly, okay? Sorry this is taking so long, guys, but this is something you need to know if you're getting cameras and stuff. And I want you to show, and I want to show you all the stuff that we as hunters got to go through just to get pictures. So I put that in there. Now it should say format on the camera. We'll see. Okay, so it says format. So I go down, hit format, and we should be good. Now that is for this camera. You know what I mean? Now them two chips are for this camera. Now if I have another camera and I do that, I got to do the same thing. But if it's a VU Peak, it should work through it. You know what I mean? But that's the stuff that I'm going through with these cameras, and it's driving me insane. Okay, so that's good there. Let me see, is that a 128 and this is a 128? Yeah, so we're going to put this one back in, and then I'm going to keep this one in my SanDisk here, and I'm going to keep it in this card, in this thing, and that's for the TC2. And that's what you got to do, but I don't have to do that with other cameras. That's why I'm saying don't buy this camera, buy something different. I have it, I'm going to use it, but I got to go through all this stuff to use this. If you don't want to do that, don't buy the camera. So that's where we're at with that. So, okay. Now, let's get into another SD card. Let's see what this is. Yeah, it's you're formatting to the camera every time. But if I use this Boxy, my wildlife game, and delete it with this in the field, it will not work on that camera. It drives me nuts. So continue without scanning. Let's go to DCM. Let's go to this thing here. JPG files. They're all JPG files. So let's go to the first one here, and I'll let you guys know what the heck this is from. Okay, this was from September. Let's see here, September. Okay, this is just my dad and I. This is the scrape. Okay, this is the scrape down at camp in front of where Theo was hunting this weekend. Okay, let me get back to where there's nothing here. And my dad actually sprayed the pictures as well. Okay, so we're back to this. Boom. Okay, what the heck's going on here? Let me get this and zip this down. Oh, no, we don't want that. Okay, we're going to go right to here. All right, let's go here. And let's go down to the camera. You can see the raccoon. Let's zoom out a little bit. Right there. Okay. And then we could just click over here. Okay, so raccoon, deer, buck. That's a 3-point. Doe. There's my licking vine. Now that vine, there's my dad. He was spraying the plots, fertilizing them. Squirrel, there's a turkey. Here's a doe right in the scrape. That vine needs replaced. It's drying up. We got to get a new fresh vine. And then there we go. There's the bear. We have a bear looking. There's our stand right there, our blind, and there's a bear. He's about 100 pounds, 120 pound bear. And he's just sitting there smelling the jinx some scent vine. That's in the evening. Turkeys fawns in September. And I haven't went over this with you, and I told you I'd go over it. That's why I'm doing it now, and this is so late. And now, coming up, all my pictures will be recent. I dump, during the off season, I dump food around here, right next to this, which I think I'm going to change that up a bit, because I don't want the food and the scrape in the same area. In this scrape, I may make a different scrape post on the side of it, and just use this for my out of season feeding area there. There's a buck right there, and we're not getting too many bucks on the camera down there in September. Does, and we have them does coming in all the time. They were just, there's that goofy 3-point. Fawn. Even the fawns will smell that. There's that goofy buck. Nothing. Something setting it out. That groundhog. There's a fox. 2 doe. Fawn. This is the moultrie, so the leaves and stuff are probably setting it off. I have not seen a bear down there in real life besides one about 25 years ago under our barn steps. It was a cub, and everybody was out there messing with it, and I told him the mom's going to be around, so get out of there. But that is the first bear I ever have. I've been down there 35 years, and that is the first bear I ever have on camera and ever in that area. So no, I have not seen a bear live in the stand at all. That was the first bear I've ever seen. That bear's probably 10 miles away from here now, who knows, but there are bear down there. I mean, we're right by Laurel Cavern, you know, we're down in that area, Quebec Run and all that. There's a lot of bear there, but we don't get many bear, or we don't see many bear on our property. But they're there. There's a goofy 3. There you go, Boxy. What do you think about that for the buck pool, huh? We won't get too far with that one. There's a goofy chupacabra. I call it a chupacabra. That's a skinny fox right there. Look at that thing. But do you see how the scrape's like not there, not existent right now? And then there comes this goofy 3-point. And they're still using it, but they're not scraping there. Now, it was bone dry, and they do like some soft ground when they're pawing, because they like to step their foot right in the middle of that and put their interdigital gland in there, their scent. So when it's really hard, I'll go back down there with a metal rake, and I'll rake that up and try to get some fluffy soil there, for sure. Yeah, 13-point. Now, that's a decent one. That's the one, I believe, in the next video you'll see. And there's another one right there. Do you see it right there? That's a nice buck. You're going to see the next videos, upcoming videos. I can't tell you everything, because then you won't watch my dang videos. You got to go watch the videos to see what happens. Very exciting stuff we got coming out. Let me just tell you this. The pear tree that's out in the middle of my field, in our field down there, is getting worked by a nice big 8. That's all I can say. This one right here was shot. I'm just going to tell you that. Okay? That's one that was, that's my buddy Ryan, and that's in the video coming up. My buddy Carrie's son got that one. He's a junior hunter, and he got that buck. And it was his first deer ever, and it's on video, and I have it coming out, guys, so you got to watch it. And that's it. That's it for that card. So what we're going to do is we're going to go like this. We're going to go into SD. We're going to go up to this, and we're going to go erase. And we're going to erase that folder. Bingo. I don't even know what this settings is. No idea what that is. Never saw that before. Congrats, you now have access to Copilot. Whatever. we're not gonna. I'm not a computer guy either, if you know that. Okay, so that's that. So now I'm gonna X out of this one. Okay, now let me move this aside so I can just get this out of here. That's deleted. That's my Moultrie video here. I don't know if I have to format this. Should I format this or should I not format it? Let's see. There's a problem with this drive. Scan the drive now. Scan and fix recommended. Repair drive. I don't know what that means. Your drive was successfully repaired. I don't get it. But we're going to go this way and we're going to go to format and we're going to format this card. I'll format it to the FAT32. Okay. And okay. Format complete. Okay, and that is done. Let's get out of that one. Okay, now we're gonna go into another one here real quick. And then we gotta roll. Going to a haunted house tonight, guys. Fun. It's gonna be fun. Scary. Scary as all heck. I'm shooting at this right here. But you're good. You're good. I got this computer screen there. My wife will be a star of the show. She don't want to be the star of the show. Okay, there's photos in here. Let's see what we got. See where we're at. This is at Ohio now. This is my pile right here. You can see me with the mouse. Right there's the pile of vittles. And this is another camera that's giving me a... It was my old mock scrape one. Okay, so that's a goofy... That is a goofy buck there. Who's outside? Hey, dogs are fighting. But that is a small buck that won't even get looked at in Ohio. But the raccoons love it. They get big off the bait piles for sure. And so you can see there's corn and mix in that. Sweet feed and stuff. There's a doe. And this is September. There's a ton of pictures on this too. So we're just going to go through fast. This is just all doe and small bucks right now. And you guys saw my 9-point and the 8-point from I have a stand up top of this hill that I showed last time. But that buck's a regular there, so he's looking good to be shot this year for $400 in Ohio. Nah, not even. It's how much it went up, and they changed the Ohio license this year. It was $260, and after the season started, they raised the price, which I don't see how you can do that in mid-season. It should have been a price set for the year, and then next year raise it, not raise it during the season. That's just ridiculous. So all those people that have planned out Ohio trips that think they're spending $250 on a deer license, who already spent a bunch of money on their trip, has to go now and pay $400, and you have you have EHD hitting down there, so you don't know how your land is and what deer you have there and how your hunting's going to be, but you got to pay the $400. To me, that's just crazy. So, and then I hear that they're trying to maybe shorten the season up, and they might just stop the season early in Ohio. So I don't know. So how many people you think is going to buy a $400 license and go hunting? Not good for business. But anyway, so there, I see all them raccoons getting nice and fat off the pile. So when you're feeding deer, you're also feeding raccoons. A lot of raccoons. And see how they just tear it all up. It was right there. Now there's my trophy rocks in there too. They're always there. And those deer look on the trophy rocks all season. Now they don't need it right now, but in the springtime they do. And that's just little buck. The sun wiped it out right there. I like putting my camera on this tree too, because it doesn't get wiped out from the sun. So maybe I'll move it to that. But these raccoons are out in daylight too, so it's kind of weird. I can't stand raccoons, just so you guys know. I've had them come up behind me and my head on a tree, and I can't stand them. Great stuff, Ted. That is crazy. I used to hunt Ohio. It's me $175 for 2 either sex tag. I gotta go. Have a great night. All right, Boxy. Thank you. Hit that like button before you go out, buddy. That's my partner on the PA Freezer Bond Deer Pool, Boxy Outdoors. Go over and check Boxy out. Great channel, long time YouTuber. When I first came on YouTube, he was, ooh, there's one right here. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in. That's a little bit different. See him? He's got some weird stuff going on. He's palmated right here with this big thing, and I like weird deer like that, and if he comes by, he's going to get it, because that's a cool looking deer. He's palmated on the side there and regular rack there, so I like that deer. He may get it, and it's a bigger deer for sure. But there's only one picture of him in the daylight, and this goofy deer just keeps coming back. So do we want to take the truck down after?
Yeah, they're coming, yeah. It's a little too late now.
What? No, we'll just go. I'll drive down there, but we'll just take the truck down after. And these are all just goofy pictures. And that is all I have of that. Now the video, I'm not going to show you the video too much. There is, let's see, let's get out of here real quick. Let's see the movie. I want to see if that buck is in there. I should have seen the time stamp. And these are just raccoons and stuff that I don't know where he would be at. But I'm just showing you little parts of stuff. It's also good, you know, camera footage as well. Him and the raccoon are going at it a little bit. And I can't just forward to the next swing. I gotta go like this and go out. So I'm trying to catch, I wanted to catch that real big one during the day. Not real big, but the weird one. And see what he was doing, but I don't know where he would be at. But yeah, so you get the idea of what's there. There's the buck coming in. He's coming from my left side. So that is 8 in the morning. And he's coming in there, so. But that's about it, guys. That's what I have there. So let's do this. Oops. Let's get this out of here. Put it back in. And let's go to the this DCM. Let's go to there. Let's erase the photos. Boom. Get rid of the photos. Okay, boom. Let's get rid of the movies, because there ain't nothing really worth keeping there besides that one palmated one, but he was in there in the morning, so I know that. Hey, get out of there, Dash. And we are completely going to get rid of the videos here. Come on. Taking a minute. And they're 30-second videos, so they may take a while. So let's go back to me. And yeah, so that's that. And that's that Voo Peak TC2, guys. If you don't want to have to deal with all that stuff, then don't buy the camera. This is the camera that I'm having an issue with. I have another camera that I'm going to be showing you. It's not a Voo Peak. It's a different brand. And I am not going to tell you who it is yet. DCM file folder, boom. No, I don't want that. Let's see. We're going to do this. Get into this. Let's right click that. Let's, nope, SDC, boom. Format, whoop, let's go to SDCE. Let's format this card. Start formatting, and boom. Are you sure you want to permanently delete this folder? Boom. File folder, unspecified error. Format complete, okay. Start it again. I don't know why it's doing that. Format complete, okay. And that is it for that card, guys. And that is it for me tonight. We are going to the haunted house. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. And like I said, that VP camera, you don't, if you don't want to deal with all of that stuff, then that's not the camera for you guys. I wanted to let you know that so you guys don't get stuck, because I did recommend saying that to you guys last time when I first product reviewed it, and I found some issues, and that's why I wanted to come on here and let you know the issues. So, all right, guys, we are going to end it tonight. Keep an eye out for all the videos coming out. I got a bunch of them. Some good ones coming out too. So, all right, guys, thank you. Have a great night. And like I always say, take a kid fishing or hunting. We're going to preserve our sport and pass it on to future generations, and we will see you.